Hi and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Janet. I do makeup and beauty reviews. Today's video this might not be the best idea I've ever come up with. This can go really, really wrong. So I bought a bunch of makeup pretty much to do a full face from Amazon, and these are brands that I've never heard of before. So without further ado, let me kind of quickly show you what I got, and we'll get into applying the makeup to my face, and I will give you my final thoughts on if any of these are worth it. These all could be duds for all I know. Anywho, all right, so quickly what I got. We'll start in the order that I'm gonna put these on my face. So this is called Del Sur, and this is a face primer. And this is supposed to be like a moisturizer that helps hydrate your skin before you apply your makeup. Next, I found this palette that is called Aflano Coral Orange. And this is an orange and yellow eyeshadow palette. So this is what it looks like. I also bought eyeshadow primer, and these are supposed to be long lasting and waterproof. So there's a white, a medium, and a dark. I think the dark is gonna be too dark for me, but if these are worth it, I know somebody that I can pass this on to. Let's see, we did that. I found an A2Z Beauty Face collection, and this is a bunch of bronzers, blushes, and looks like maybe a couple highlighters. I also found this Missha Perfect Cover BB Cream, and the packaging on this one is really pretty. I found a Aliver Bullet Mascara, extra length and volume. Next is an Beauty winged liner stamp. I've been wanting to try a wing stamp, and I figured that this would be the perfect time to try it, so we'll see how this works. And then the last item is a Miss Rose Professional Makeup Matte Lipstick in the color Beeper. Fingers crossed that we find at least one good product in here. I'm gonna start with an eyeshadow primer. And you can tell that this is trying to be a P. Louise eyeshadow base dupe because the packaging is almost identical. So that's the white. And then let's see what this medium looks like. So that's what the medium is. So I think because of how bright this eyeshadow palette is, I think I'm gonna actually try this white. I'm gonna start out, I'm just gonna try and apply it with my finger first. Ooh. That is clown makeup white. Okay, a little bit goes a long way. Oh, I got it everywhere. This is going wrong. All right, I'm gonna take my brush and see if I can kind of smooth this out a little bit. It's actually pretty opaque, and you can shear this out a little bit. Let's see how buildable this is. Okay, it seems like it's building on top of itself pretty well. This eye had a chance to actually dry a little bit, so that second coat is laying down a little bit better than this eye, whereas the first coat was still a little bit wet. So we're gonna kind of let that settle a little bit. And we'll go into this Del Sur Face Primer. And I did already remove the safety seal on this just to save time. So you can see that it's just like a moisturizer. It has a nice clean smell to it. It's not chemically or anything like that. Yeah, overall that feels pretty nice. It's got a little bit of tackiness to it. but I don't feel like it's gonna grab anything. I'm gonna put my hair back real quick. All right, so to this palette. So this is what the palette looks like. And this actually isn't as bright as I thought it was gonna be. Other than this yellow's a little bit bright, and these two reds, for the most part, this is a fairly neutral palette actually. All right, so I think I'm gonna start with this shade right here. And it's just kind of like a rust brown. There is a little bit of fallout. Oh, that is pigmented. Then we're gonna deepen up with this bright red right here. We're gonna use a little bit of crazy amount of eyeshadows today, so kind of want to see how these build on each other and everything. Right, and we're just gonna keep on deepening. So we're gonna step this down to this color right here, which is just a touch darker. And just really get in there. Okay, we are gonna cut that crease. Just using my little flat brush. And I'm just gonna build this up. I'm gonna let that first layer dry. Okay, that actually worked pretty easily together. That's where we're at right now. So while that is kind of drying down, I'm gonna go ahead and open up this BB cream. And ooh, I like that this has a pump on it. That's kind of nice. So I got the shade number 21, and this is light beige. I will warn you, the shade selection on this was not the greatest. I'm pretty sure, if I remember right, there was maybe 5 colors and they were all lighter skin toned. So this is kind of what we're looking at. It's got like a grayness to it. I'm just gonna take it with my sponge. We're gonna see how this looks. This does have a fragrance to it. I can't really pinpoint what it smells like though. Yeah, this color is definitely gray. It's interesting. We'll see. It's shearing out pretty well, but I don't know that it's doing anything super flattering for my skin. You can kind of see it's hugging to my pores a little bit. It does have decent coverage though. I had some redness around my nose, around here, that it's covered. It's just not really laying super flat. We'll see. Maybe if I use a setting spray, it'll kind of help it meld into my face a little bit. All right, going back to the eyes real quick. I think I'm just gonna do something super crazy. We're gonna take this yellow here. And we'll see how pigmented this is. Not at all. I'm gonna use my finger. Yeah, that yellow is awful. I mean, I'm really digging my finger into that, and it is just not really doing a whole lot. Yeah, that's just not a good yellow. I think that's about as good as I'm gonna get. I'm gonna go back in with that dark red shape and kind of try and redefine where I cut that crease. There is this kind of orangey color right here, so I think I'm gonna try and press that into the outer corner. looks decent. I mean, I was able to actually build it up, and I'm glad I put that white primer underneath. Okay, so some colors are hits in this palette and others not so much. Now for the fun part, I'm going to attempt this wing eyeliner stamp, and you get 2 of these. It looks like you get a right, so here's your stamp, and then on the other side is just a big fat liner. So you've got a right and a left wing because they do kind of swoop up a little bit. So go ahead and start with the right. Okay. Okay, that's one eye. Let's see if we can line that stamp up. Yeah, I think once you get like the positioning down of how you need to angle them, because they do swoop up a little bit, those are actually fairly easy to use, especially if you don't have a steady hand to do that flick of the wing. So we'll see how that wears, if that's long lasting. This claims that it's a waterproof and smudge proof, so that is a pretty intense wing. We'll see if it flakes off on how long it stays on there. Let's go ahead and do this face palette. Okay, and again, this is what it looks like. I'll try not to blind you. So I'm gonna go in with this middle one here, this middle bottom one, and see how this builds. I actually like how this looks so far. It's not a orange bronzer. It definitely has some warmth to it, but it's not turning orange cast on me. So for blush, I think I'm actually going to take this center one here. This is kind of like a fairly neutral. So the one thing I'm not liking about this, and this very well could be the primer or the BB cream, but it is emphasizing a little bit of the texture on my cheeks. So let's go ahead and do this lightest color highlighter here. All right, so the other thing I really didn't buy was a setting spray, so I'm gonna give this a go. We're gonna douse the face. Hopefully that will smooth out some of what I'm seeing. All right, now we're gonna go in with this Aliver Bullet Mascara. So this is supposed to be a volumizer and lengthening mascara, and you can see the cap looks like a bullet. So that's what we're working with. I wipe off that, and let's give this a try. It's a very wet formula, and it smells like plastic. I'll do my upper lashes just for the moment. Then we'll go back and do the bottom lash line. Okay, so I've got one coat of the mascara on, so I am going to go ahead and do my lower lash line with the red color. All right, let's go ahead and try and do coat number 2 of the mascara. See, this is a really sticky formula, and it dried hard as a rock. Yeah, I can't even put a second coat on. Okay. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm already not a fan of this mascara. You can see that it added a little length and 0 volume to my lashes. You can't put a second coat over this because it just dries down to a hard mass. All right, so last item we're gonna try is this matte lipstick. And the packaging on this is really pretty. Okay, so there's what we're working with. Ooh, that's pulling really pink. It's fairly comfortable though. I feel like the color is a little off from what's shown on the tube. It's very pink. I think with a different look this would be okay. This just, I almost feel like I need something a little bit warmer. This is kind of like a cool toned pink a little bit, but this is where we're at right now. I'm gonna go about the rest of my day. We'll check back in and see how things are wearing. I can already tell some things are wearing better than others. So stay tuned and I will give you my final thoughts at the end of the day. Okay, so I'm checking in. It is now 7 o'clock. I have been wearing this makeup for about 5 hours. So I wanted to do a good check-in with you guys on where I'm at with my makeup. Some of it's good, some of it's not. Let's start with the good. So the Becca-Sue eyeshadow primers, these are fantastic. My eyeshadow has not moved. This white base was perfect to put bright colors on top of. Even though that yellow shadow was not the greatest, you can see that it is sticking around. So I highly recommend this. The eyeshadows themselves, like I said, they were kind of hit or miss. The only shoe that I really struggled with was this matte yellow and this shimmer yellow. Everything else was really good. And pigmented and blended really well. I didn't play around with the glitters because glitters terrify me, and these just look like they're big chunks of glitter. This is kind of a 50-50 hit with me. So going to this Eye Method eyeliner wing stamp, I think if you are trying to achieve that wing look and you don't have the steadiest of hands, I think once you get the angling of the shape of these down, this is a really good option for you. It has not moved. I like that it is a matte formula as well, so it's not gonna be shiny black finish on your eyes. The felt tip liner is a little bit fat and beefy, but once you get the hang of it, I feel like it's a really good eyeliner. It's, like I said, it's stuck around, so I highly recommend this. Let's see, what else? The lipstick was also a hit. I've eaten dinner, so it's just completely gone. Even though it's a matte formula, it's very comfortable to wear on the lips. I didn't feel like it accentuated any lines in my lips. It had a nice creaminess to it. It's very pigmented. The one thing I didn't like is that the packaging is a little deceptive to the color. But formula-wise, I did enjoy using this product. Now to the misses. I am gonna have to play around with a couple different combinations of these products to see if maybe they just don't like each other. Especially this face primer. This felt really nice going on, but I don't know that it is a good match for this BB cream. This is very matte. So maybe if I try this with my dewier BB creams, this would do a little bit better. This, again, I think I'm gonna have to try this again on top of a really moisturizing primer, because as you can see in my smile lines, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see because the lights are kind of smoothing everything out. It has settled into all of the fine lines around my eyes and on my cheeks, and every time I smile I can see it like cracking and breaking apart. So I haven't given up hope on this yet. I do want to play around with it a little bit more. Like I said, throw maybe a deep moisturizing primer underneath it and see how it does with that. Color wise, it was okay. It does have a little bit of a gray undertone, which I've never really seen on a BB cream. Usually they lean either yellow or like pink, and this kind of came off with a gray cast. Not 100% sold on this, but I'm not gonna give up on it either. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. And then this guy, I think because of the combination of the primer and the BB cream, didn't sit the greatest on my skin. The bronzers in this are not orange based, they're definitely cool tone, so I liked that about it, but it clung to the texture of my skin when I applied the blush. It grabbed everywhere right here, and it's just not very flattering. We got some hits and we got some possibly misses. It's about 50-50. I will put links of everything down in the description box below if you're interested in checking them out yourself. So that is everything I'm gonna have for you today. Thank you for joining me on this very interesting journey. If you're not already, make sure you are subscribed to my channel. If you enjoyed today's video, hit the thumbs up, leave me a comment down below. I always love hearing from you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.